Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ink House Radio. I am Jamer here today, joined by Jonesy, maybe Diego. We don't really know.
We'll
Diego warned us that he would be
free spirit.
out and about Halloween evening, leaving us to be our adult, boring selves and not get drunk and not do reckless things.
You didn't get drunk for Halloween?
God, no. I haven't
What do
gotten
kids
drunk in
even
a
do?
long time. Don't drink. What did we do last night? We watched The Residence. Have you seen The Residence?
Yes. No, I haven't seen it. I've heard of it.
It's awesome. It's great.
Yeah, I've heard
it's
good
fun.
things.
It's great. Why not? You don't like mysteries?
Well, it's funny. My mom was like, "Are you depressed? Are you depressed?" I mean, yeah, isn't everybody? But also, the stuff that I've been watching has not been like if it's not sci-fi, if it's not anime, I give zero fucks. Like, I don't want to see anything with
Get that real shit out of here.
Yeah, I don't want to see real people dealing with real problems. And it's crazy because there are shows that I've been watching for like Slow Horses, the new season of Slow Horses. Nope, I haven't touched it. Like I don't. Oh,
Diego made
Jesus
it.
Christ. He looks like he's still in costume. What's that face?
I can't hear you guys.
It's okay. We're just.
It's
Hold on a
probably
second.
for the
Let me
best.
get my audio right.
That's all good.
Okay, there we go. I can hear you now.
He said you look like you're still in costume.
Oh,
The look on your face.
Dude, you look like Heidi
Glowering at
Klum
us.
in her Halloween party. If you see the
What?
Medusa costume.
oh no!
Anyways, yeah, I'm with you. It's like if it's real, get it out of here. I don't want to deal with it.
I don't want it.
I don't
at all.
want it.
So yeah,
I have a friend.
I
I have a friend. He speaking of depression, he recently. So he's been a working musician since college. Since
What does
college
he play? What does he play?
Alto sax.
Nice. What a loser.
So he plays that and also teaches. And he's been doing that for like almost 20 years. Like he was basically he played gigs or whatever and go around the country occasionally and then do like lessons.
Yeah.
Or not country, go around the world.
Ooh.
And he recently was just like sick of the
I'm done.
grind.
Yeah.
He's now a band teacher, I think, at a high school.
Mhm.
And he was just talked to me. This is probably his first 6 months in the job. And he's just like, yeah, so like, I really want to do some stuff, but like at the end of the day, I'm just tired. And I'm like, yeah, that is life. You want to do stuff, but you're just too exhausted from your job. That's what everyone dealt with when they got out of college or high school, and you're just experiencing it for the first time as a 37-year-old. Congratulations.
I was going to ask you, so like, I kept thinking, I was like, I've got this book idea, and I just really want it, because I've talked to you about this for a while, and I'm like, how the fuck do you, because you have an actual job, then you do this, and then you also write, and I'm like, how the fuck, where's not just the time, right? I can find the time. I know where the time is.
Okay.
Energy. It's like, I'm just
I have
drained.
to do it in the morning.
No, that's when I work out. I can't.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Or what you can do is just find the pockets. If you try to get it before 3, if you can just find pockets of 15 to 30 minutes. And here's the problem that you have that I don't, is I've done it so long and for so much, I know how to get my mind in the zone and what steps I need to take. Whereas you haven't had that time to just sort of play around and
That's
noodle.
not the problem. The problem I have is, so like when you say before 3, my brain immediately goes, lunch. I can take my lunch. I can make a sandwich or eat a sandwich and like think about it and do the thing. But the problem is there are people around me committing crimes. And there's always someone who's like, I need help with my job.
What do
why
you
are you
mean
making a
people
face?
People around you committing crimes. What the hell does that mean? Does that mean they're stealing your food in the fridge? What's happening?
No, it means I'm a lawyer. And when people commit crimes, people are like, what do we do? What do we do?
In my mind, I thought you were speaking about your kids, and that's why I did that face, because you said people around me are constantly committing crimes.
If my kids are committing crimes, straight to jail.
And I was like, no
scared straight immediately.
Straight to jail.
Yeah, straight to jail. No,
it's
but
that fucking
so like,
meme with what's his face? I forget. Wait, what happened to my camera?
Work, and I go into work, and I'm like, this is my plan. This is my plan for the day. Blown the fuck up by some person who's like, you know what? I'm going to cause chaos today. So
what do they do that causes chaos that in your day? It's like they commit a crime, so therefore their file comes to you?
So they get arrested, and then the command team comes to me, and they're like, what do we do about this? How do we handle X, Y, Z, and blah, blah, blah? They get arrested. They get beat up.
Okay, so your day so you don't even have like a lunch.
It is not guaranteed.
Okay. How often do you have a lunch?
I couldn't even say.
How many days a week? Less than one?
So theoretically speaking, there are 5 days in a week.
Yeah, that is true.
There are 2 days. I can probably say that there are 2 days where it's like lunch will occur, but you never know, right? It's like
no. But what I would say is be ready every day of the week for that ability to happen, and then just pound. If you have the energy and you have the time and you kind of have an idea, a plan of where you want to take the story, just jump in. 15 minutes.
Jump in.
15 to 30 minutes. 10 minutes. That's it.
So one thing
is ideal in pockets of 30 minutes or less.
That's good. I can try that. You see your friend, I substitute taught for like a school year once. And the thing that always, like, if I go back and think about that time period, the thing that immediately jumps out to me is how drained I was at the end of the day. But what would happen was I would close my eyes and try to relax, and all I could hear was the kids saying my name. So
Mr.
like I would
Jones,
close my eyes.
Mr. Jones,
Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, Mike Jones. And I would be like, it's not Mike, because he was the rapper at the time. So that's what the kids would say.
Thank you for clarifying. I had no idea who that was.
Yeah. So I would close my eyes, and that's all I could hear. And it took months for that to stop. So I can't even imagine what your friend who's been freewheeling and like, I'm a world traveler and and enjoying the spice of life, and is like, this is not.
To be fair, it's never been like I'm free and happy. It's always been
sure.
I fucking hate. I'm so depressed. I can't believe. I remember I lived with him for 3 months. Worst 3 months of my life. He is like the most clinically depressed person ever. I used to hear him walking down the hall from his room, whispering to his dog, going, Patty, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do this.
Today's gonna be the day.
Today's gonna be the day.
Making it sound like fucking Snake. War never changes. War never changes.
The pain. Pills help to ease the pain. Whatever.
I used to love that scene with him and Gray Fox. It's so fucking fantastic.
That was good.
Smashing a bone and sinew. Do you feel it, Snake? Oh my god, so good.
Good Snake.
So good.
Good Snake.
They need to remake.
And speaking of snakes, we'll be talking about one later today a little bit, maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
Yes, we'll be talking about one later today. But before we do that, I do want to have a check-in with you, Jonesy.
Check in with me. What did I do? I did nothing wrong.
You did nothing wrong. But I'd like to an update on your One Piece journey, please.
Oh, my One Piece journey.
Last time we checked in, you had finished Water 7, and that was a while ago. So where are things? And I'm especially intrigued because you shared in our chat a specific Lego set that I said, I don't think you're going to know what that is. And you said,
I know exactly what it was.
What is it?
So I wasn't. It's the Marine Island thingy. It's the Marine fight.
So he knows, but he doesn't know.
Listen. I know, but I don't know. Here's the thing. Every One Piece fan, it's like the thing that they talk about. They're like, this is the fucking thing. Like, it always comes up. There are 3 things that come up. This is one of the things that comes up. So
what comes up? What are the 3 things?
It's Marine Ford. It's they always talk about double fruit, like power scaling and double fruit powers. And then what's the other one? It changes. It always shifts. So maybe it's just 2 plus one more thing that's like a random. But power scaling, like who could beat who, and then Marine Ford.
Got it. So where are you at?
I'm trying to think. Thriller Bark.
Okay.
Thriller Bark, and are we talking spoilers? We're talking
spoilers. If you haven't read through Marine Ford,
I don't think you are going to be. Yeah, you're not going to spoil me. You're not. Fine. You're not going to spoil me or Jammer, but our listeners,
spoilers for a thing that happened 15 years ago, or more than 15 years ago.
Probably years ago.
At this point now.
I just got to the part where they took Luffy's shadow and they stuck it in zombie number 900, which was the least interesting part. The fascinating part was the where I'm going to screw up their names because I'm terrible with names. So the guy that's the skeleton, Brook, and then he met his zombie, and then you realize like, oh my god, that's his shadow, and they're going to have to fight and duke it out or do something. Very exciting because it's one of those things where you see the zombie shadow use the sword, and they talk about the humming sword, and you're like, wait, Brooke has one of those. Are they like friends or brothers, or were they crewmates? It's like, no, it's the dude. And you feel really dumb because you're like, no, they've been foreshadowing, haha, this the whole time. And you just feel really stupid at the reveal, but then you're like, that was really, really cool. So like the panel where the zombie's like sitting down or like drinking something, and then Brooke is standing there in front of him, I was like, that's fucking awesome. And then they got to the Luffy thing with the zombie, and I was like, nah, I want this Brooke. What's going on here? So it's a lot of fun to me to see that they're still able to surprise and make me laugh and stuff that's like keep going, because I think 500 and something is where I get to halfway into the total story.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
They're 1100, right?
There's more than that now. There's like 1180 something or 1160 something. Is it 1168? What is?
Yeah, story wise, I would say you're a little bit off from the halfway.
Yeah, so
point.
1100. What's half of?
Hang on.
So do some math.
So it's 1164. So half of that is 582. I thought we were really close to 600. We're close, but we're not quite there.
Okay.
I thought half would be 600 is what my point was.
Listen, I would just like to be clear that we have an author and an engineer on this show, and it was the lawyer.
But not a mathematician.
No, but the lawyer was the one that mathed correctly, and that is wrong.
In no situation
defense,
is the author supposedly the
fuck.
In no world is like the author the smart one in this situation. I'm easily at the bottom of the totem pole here. Easily.
I am so out of it right now, man. I am like, I forgot. My alarm went off, and I was like, what, why? And I'm like, oh, right.
Well, there's a reason why we started without you. It's because literally we're just like, we can't.
He
had a great time. He's not going to be here. That's fine. Yeah. And we love him for it, but he's not going to be
here.
And
I like drank so much water, and then I'm here.
Yeah, what were you? Sorry. What, did you dress up? What'd you do?
Yeah, so I have been growing out my hair, and I dressed up as Alexander Hamilton.
Oh, yeah. Nice. You wear a uniform?
Dude, you know what's funny? As I remember when Hamilton came out, I used to think that fucking guy looks like Diego. Every single time I think he fucking looks like Diego.
You're not the only one, and that's why I did it. Yeah. Because I thought it was like the last time that, I was going to dress up for Halloween for a while, so.
Aw. Did you try to make you sing or rap? Did you do the thing?
No, we went to, there was a party in downtown SF, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, we're going to go run. And then like, I was like, what? I didn't plan for this. So literally people were like jogging or like jogging down the street because there was like it was like a bar crawl
Don't you just walk?
Yeah, and that's what I thought we were gonna do, but then it was such a weird. But it turned into a run, and then all of a sudden people in bikes came. It was San Francisco right now is just all over the fucking place, dude. It's crazy. But
I can't imagine what that's like. I feel like if there are people that are versed in it at all, like they would have to walk up to you and just start randomly saying lyrics.
100%. People came up to me and started like singing or like trying to do stuff, and they're like Alexander, and I'm like, yeah, I obviously love the movie or not the movie. I love the play and the soundtrack and everything, so I was following along. But at no point did anyone play it. Yeah.
So I would be standing next to you like, hey, you got to give him a shot because he's not throwing you away. Not throwing in my shot. I'm like, oh, not again.
Oh, people did that. And that's why I'm like this. That is why I'm like this. I'm not throwing
away my shot.
I'm not throwing away my shot.
Yo, I'm just like my country. I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot.
I didn't realize how good of a Lin-Manuel Miranda you did.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, hold on. I wish you guys could see this. There's a cat like paws like under my door like this, like
right. Oh,
I love when they do that.
Hold on a sec.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad you were able to make it. Like I said, we were fully expecting you to just be like, nope, roll over, and we wouldn't have blamed you for it.
I almost did, and I was like, no. I told them I'd be there.
Oh my God! We could hear her.
We could hear the kitty.
Aww.
Oh man, you know what's crazy? So you got yourself a black cat just for Halloween. That's great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you guys love black cat for Halloween.
Yeah, I almost
You
got
know
in
what
trouble
sucks
too.
is
Why?
people are mean to black cats on Halloween.
Oh, I love black cats.
Oh, I love black cats too. They're great. I want one.
There's this. I broke. I did a really bad thing. So I was sitting outside giving kids candy, and these two girls walk up, and they see the cat through the door, through the screen door, and they were like, she was like 3. She's like, I want to pet the cat. I was like, okay, and I go and get the cat, and of course she runs. So when I get her, I'm like several steps into the house. These little girls come into the house so
hey,
they can pet the cat. And so like after like 30 seconds, their parents like come up to the house. I'm like, fuck. I'm sorry. They wanted to pet the cat. Like it just happened so fast. And so now I have these 2 little girls in my house. I probably gave their parents the Halloween fright.
Scare.
That they,
yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that I have like my Movember pedo mustache.
You need to work on that. You need to get rid of that.
No, I can't. This is my memorial for my grandfather. Yeah, it's Movember.
Yeah, it's Movember, bro.
I just started. You could have started off clean shaven, and it wouldn't have been
there.
So the reason why I do it this way, so my grandfather passed away in 2008 in October. So the week before my birthday, he died, and then I started doing my Movember mustache for him because it's, Men's Health Awareness, and he passed away of cancer. So I do 2 months. That way, when people are, especially in the military, they kind of dicks about it. They're like, what's on your face? You got some dirt on your face? I'm like, no. And so I'm like, oh, this is great. I get to talk to you about why I do this. And I check up on them like, so how are you doing?
And then you guys weren't allowed to have facial hair anymore because you guys were all beardos or whatever the fuck.
And fatties, beardos and fatties.
Yeah, beardos and fatties, man.
Yeah, so there's a subpopulation of folks, mostly black, that have issues shaving. To get razor bumps and like really bad lesions on their face from that, and so they have medical exemptions. Or there are people who are like, I believe in Thor and Loki, so like I need a beard, and don't make that face. This is a real thing, and so those people have either religious or medical exemptions for beards. Mustaches are okay for whatever reason.
Because people associate them with cops.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. So, but yeah, I'm not fat and I don't have a beard, so I'm okay. I'm good to go.
But going back to the whole that arc, and you've already passed this part. It's got one of my favorite bits of the entire series of One Piece.
Can I guess it? Oh, damn it. That was what I was going to guess. When the zombie comes out of the grave.
Yeah, when the zombie comes out of the grave and then Luffy just like pushes him back in and he's like, no, you're I was it's always like one of my favorite.
He's so dumb. I love it. Like he's too dumb to be afraid of stuff. And I love it.
Yeah, everyone's like afraid. He's like, no, here, you go back to sleep. It's fine. You go back to where you need to be.
And then the next part is, wait, did you harass my friends? And they were like, no.
Yeah.
That was good. I love it.
So you did not get to Brooks' flashback?
No. I only got to the part where they just put Luffy's shadow into Ors 900. And then he's talking about how hungry he is. And he's like, where's Sanji? And they're like, who the fuck is Sanji? And that's where I fell asleep.
I think Thriller Bark is the only arc that I've read once.
Really?
Yeah, I think I kind of skipped it over because it's like one of my least favorite arcs.
Yeah, because nothing happened.
I see what you did there. I guess that part's pretty cool.
Yeah, because nothing happened.
Exactly.
That's why people forget about it, because nothing happened.
That is fair.
What are you guys doing? Are you doing a thing?
Yeah, you'll find out eventually.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'm glad. So you're glad you're enjoying it. It sounds like you actually are receptive to those arcs that people don't like more than most people. Like most people didn't like Skypiea that much when they read it. Most people don't really like Thriller Bark. There are others that I'm curious when you get to them what you're going to think of them.
I think for me, the thing that makes it easy is that you're already I don't have to wait for stuff, right? And so like I could imagine if you were reading this week to week or month to month, whatever the release schedule was, getting frustrated where you feel like nothing's happening, but because I can just burn straight through it. I think it's the same for like TV shows. There was a period of time where people were like, I don't know how I feel about this, but then you watch it all together at the same time. You're like, I didn't think it was that bad. So that feels kind of the same to me.
That's fair. All right. Well, I'm excited. We got some stuff to talk about today. We'll start off. What do you want to start off with? I know we have two things to at least somewhat discuss. We got the first couple episodes of Hazbin Hotel Season 2, as well as Digital Circus. I mentioned at the beginning, prior, that I didn't have a chance for Digital Circus, but I did watch the first episode.
Oh, okay.
I figure at the very least we can discuss it on a first episode thing, and I am curious of your thoughts because we'll just start with that before we get into Hazbin. What are you shaking your head at?
Man, so we watched 3 Studio Glitch things.
2. What's the third one?
We watched. Wasn't the
Lackadaisy was not a Studio Glitch. It's going to be. But the pilot was not.
Yeah, but that's the whole reason why we watched it, was because it was going to be.
Okay, you need to chill out, Diego. Your hungover ass needs to chill.
No. Diego's right. Stop yelling at him. It hurts. So of the 3 things that we watched, is easily my least favorite.
And how much of it did you watch?
I fell asleep on the 3rd episode. I woke up and it was halfway done, and I was like, "Yeah, this is just not."
So
he's just tired.
So we're gonna spoil episode 1. It's not really spoilers in episode 1, but so this is kind of my problem with indie animation. A lot of times, it's cool in concept, and I like the idea, but they are oftentimes unable to get me attached to the characters. That is the big problem. Is there's an opportunity to get us care about the characters, but they kind of have them going through the thing without us caring about who they are or what they're doing. And that was a problem for Lackadaisy. That was a problem for Knights of Guinevere. And that was definitely a problem in the pilot for this one. Because the whole time I was thinking, this would be kind of cool if I gave a shit, if I cared about who these characters were. And I think it's something that could be forgiven if, like, episode 2, you start to get into it a bit more. But it sounds like that didn't happen.
Yeah, so I would disagree with Lackadaisy because I think that it was more visually arresting, and it was my brain was able to give it more time to cook, versus this, where it's like, oh, I feel like I'm just watching Reboot again. And so my brain automatically dismissed part of it. And there was a moment, so that you'll find this to be funny. So the conversation we have about why our parents don't watch cartoons, I had a moment where I felt like I was watching a cartoon that was so old that my brain wasn't interested anymore. So you remember there was that period of time, so like that Reboot era where everything kind of looked like that. And it's like going back to, you're like, this is very ugly. I imagine it was probably very cheap at the time, which is why so many things looked like that.
Yep.
And so when I see it now, I'm just not interested.
I mean, it looks better than they did. It looks like what we think it looked like, but it looks significantly better than that. But obviously, I think also it's meant to be an homage to that sort of show that we used to watch, I'm sure. And then also, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think that's probably true, especially given the subject matter.
Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to feel like one of those shows, given the subject matter. But also, I'm trying to think here. I had a thought and I sneezed it out.
It's called an aneurysm.
It literally left my brain when I sneezed. What was it? Oh, yeah. It also, at first, I thought this show was actually a parody of, you remember on YouTube, they had that era where they would have that kids content, quote unquote kids content, that was highly inappropriate and over the top, but it would just get caught in like the algorithm for kids, and then parents would go away and then they would come back and these kids were watching these like demented sort of either really high costume live action things or animated things that were just churned out and made with bright colors, so just to get caught by the algorithm.
I think
you remember that
once. I didn't know that this was a thing, but I remember
it
my
was a
son was
huge
really
problem in
into
YouTube, like
he
8
was
years
really into
ago or
Thomas the
something.
Train. And there was a version of Thomas the Train that sounded like what you're describing, and that was the only experience I've ever had with anything like that.
Anyways, I thought this was a parody of that. But I also might be misremembering what that whole controversy was and how it turned out. Like, because now that I'm thinking about it, was it all live action? I feel like some of it was animated, but I don't quite remember. But it was like YouTube Kids controversy or something. So YouTube Kids controversy.
We need to look that up. Is this how much you don't want to talk about the Amazing Digital Circus?
I mean, there's not much to it. And also, they're hamstrung by the premise. The premise is that Pomni, this character, ends up in this digital world, digital circus, and she doesn't know who she is or anything, and is trying to escape. But the problem is, you can't get attached to her if you don't really know anything about her.
Yeah.
I wish we knew something about her. But
is it
that
one
would
of
take
the
away
things,
from her amnesia aspect.
Is it one of the things where one of a few things has to be true? The visual style has to be so arresting, the premise has to be so good, or the characters have to be that engaging. And I'm probably missing some things, but I felt like at least of those three things, none of them were true.
I liked the premise. I thought the premise was cool. It wasn't like, oh, but it was like, okay, what is that? What is it about? I just wish it took the time to get me to invest it in the characters.
It made me ask
more
logistical questions that weren't interesting. So, there are questions that you ask where you're like, oh, what does this mean? Or how is this happening? All this other stuff. And then everything else is happening and you're still into it. This would make me ask questions like, so the immediate thing that happened was, oh, I put on this headset and I don't know how to get out of here. And so, okay, what kind of headset are we talking about? Are we talking about a Meta headset? Are we talking about a Matrix headset? Are we? That's not a thing, but like trying to envision, like, what are you talking about? And if you tell me someone has been there for years, you're like, all right, so how does this work? Are they eating? Are they dead? Is this like, what's going on? And my brain kept getting stuck on the logistics of what was happening, and the questions that my brain was asking weren't interesting or making me engaged in what I was seeing.
That's fair. I could see that. You're caught up on some minutia that is not being addressed.
Yeah.
And you just can't think beyond that. Which is interesting because you're so as someone who is versed in fantasy, sci-fi, and animation, usually that's something that we can let go of.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what it is about this show that made it that you can't let go of.
Like I said, the rest of it wasn't good enough. The other stuff has to be so good that my brain is like, I will let you do the thing until I can lock in. But so, like, let's compare it to Knights of Guinevere. With Knights of Guinevere, I thought that the visual style was really good. Like, it was a style that my brain attaches to.
Same with Lackadaisy for me.
I agree. I guess the reason why I'm using Knights of Guinevere was because it was one that you did not particularly care for. And I imagine that some of the issues that I'm describing with Digital Circus are some of the same ones that you have with Knights of Guinevere, where it's not fleshed out well enough for you to become attached to what you're seeing.
Yeah, and like I said, ironically, though, that one Lackadaisy short was just that 1 minute or 3 minute short I was way more invested in the characters in that than I ever was in that full 30-minute pilot.
Yeah. Yeah. And so for me, what I thought I saw in the lore of Knights of Guinevere was good enough for me to just roll with the rest of what I saw. My brain could attach to enough stuff, and then I'll allow you to present me with more questions. In this, there wasn't enough for my brain to attach to be fine with the rest of the questions that my brain just started coming up with on its own.
That's fair. Yeah. I don't care more. I don't care enough about that, at least in the first episode that I watched, but I was just so I had pockets where I was intrigued, specifically when Pomni, when she was going through the exit doors.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, where's this going? Where's this going? Oh, it leads out to there. Interesting. And then kind of the way it ended, I'm like, okay, so they're in the digital world. They're Digimoning. What now? How does she get in there? Interesting. Okay, the premise is intriguing enough. I'm still not quite invested in the characters. The characters are all like quirky and kind of like they're quirky. I'll just say quirky. Not quite interesting yet. They all kind of have their trope that they lean on a bit, but it's like, what else you got? Is there an opportunity to delve into why or how or who to the point where I'm going to care moving forward? That I don't know. It doesn't sound like it.
Jax, for lack of the rabbit, seems to be a very similar character to Hazbin Hotel. Vox is
Alistair?
Vox. Oh. Is it Alistair?
Well, I don't know who you're talking about. You're gonna have to tell me.
I know, because I'm so bad with names.
That radio demon?
Yes.
Yeah, just like
similar
chaos
style. Yeah. Yep.
Chaotic. Yep. Just going for the interesting thing.
Yep.
Just because he's bored.
And it's funny because that is also very not the same, but very similar to the main character from Lackadaisy, the one who's playing the violin in the beginning. It seems like all of people have this idea of like we also need this chaotic character. No, it's kind of
that's a good point. It's a trope that people love because it's like mysterious. It's kind of interesting. It's quirky. They can pretend they're their boyfriend. Those sorts of things. It seems like
what is that a thing?
I'm animation fans, man. They love those types of characters where they can kind of just infer things. What are you looking for? Are you looking for your cat?
Yeah. The door is closed and she's definitely in here somewhere, but I don't see her, which kind of worries me.
Well, what could she possibly be doing?
There's a lot of very expensive stuff in here.
Chewing wires. Is she a wire chewer?
No, fortunately not. She's not orange. I was listening.
No, I mean I had nothing else to say. I mean that's it. I was done. It's done. It's
funny you said boyfriends. Are there no?
I don't know if there are. Usually, you get manic pixie dream girl type characters for the ladies that are for ladies, like or cutesy.
Got it.
Okay. Usually, I can't think of an instance where you had a chaotic female character in that vein.
Who's Angel Dust
for?
Wrong. From Hazbin Hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
People who are just like, hey,
down for whatever.
Yeah, down for whatever. Speaking of which, that's a good transition for Hazbin Hotel Season 2. Diego, you still have not consumed... Oh, yes.
Wait, I'm sorry, I was going to ask you. So, given what you saw of Digital Circus, are you going to continue watching it?
I think I'm going to give it a couple more episodes.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, okay. I'm interested. And it's the investment is so low. I'm like, maybe I'll just watch an episode here, an episode there, and then by the end of it, I'll be kind of invested. And here's the thing I realized just about these animation things is these independent animation things. A lot of times it's like you have to watch it, then kind of steep yourself in the fandom a little bit, take a look at the comments and get like, oh, this leads to this. Okay. And then you kind of go back. It's like, oh, okay. And you have to like bring either lore baggage or conversation baggage into a rewatch in order to fully understand or appreciate, which is a weakness of indie animation, but it still can make it enjoyable.
Yeah. Last question. So typically we think with anime, 3-episode rule. Do you think that applies to indie animation? And if not, what would you say is like, so for you...
Standard rules do not apply for indie animation.
So what rule would you apply? So exactly what you said.
Standard rules do not apply.
Okay.
You kind of have to play it by ear. Because for this one, I would think maybe 2 episodes, maybe. Because it's 6 episodes long, but like you kind of get to feel out the vibe of the show because they generally don't have standard structure to the point where you can fully tell kind of the feel of a show.
Okay.
I don't think there's a rule. And also the seasons are shorter. There's no standard runtime. It's just all over the place. So you kind of just have to feel it out.
I found her. She's eating my hoodie.
She's eating your hoodie?
Yeah, so they're like strings dangling down and a zipper
the drawstrings
down. She's like,
I like how you're describing as if I don't know what a hoodie is. I know we're seeing one on camera right now with Hamilton.
That reaction took 5 to 7 business days.
No, sorry. You know what? That's still pretty good delivery service in this day and age. All right.
Just wait until it gets privatized.
Yeah.
Hazbin Hotel season 2. Diego, you have not seen any of it yet.
I have not seen any of it. No, I've just been. That's why I was like, I didn't know it was out. I asked you, and you're like, "I was pretty good 2 episodes so far," and I was like, "Is it week to week now, or is it all of them at once?"
There's 2 episodes out currently.
Okay, so they're just releasing 2 a week. Is that the plan?
I didn't research it. All I know is that 2 episodes are out.
Okay.
I'm assuming 2 episodes are out. So I'm gonna give you a chance for earmuffs because I'm gonna go ahead and play the trailer because you were just like last time. Oh, I don't want to be watching any Hazbin Hotel, but you're okay with the conversation. So like,
yeah.
Here we go.
All right, earmuffs.
Here is the trailer, season 2 of Hazbin Hotel, and then I'm interested to get some thoughts here about the first 2 episodes.
Is coming. You prove that angels can be killed. You think they won't come for you? And when the first shot fires...
Get dunked on! Do you really think you're powerful enough to take on all of heaven? You haven't even proven that you're the strongest in hell.
Can the angels come out to play?
Prepare the troops.
Fingers and lungs so they can play instruments.
That's kind of impressive, actually.
So, Jonesy, you were not a big fan of season 1. What are you laughing at?
Diego.
What's he doing?
You can't see him?
I can see him, but what are you laughing at? He's
just like a lot of weird movements and headsets. It's just funny to watch.
So you weren't a fan of season 1 that much, Jonesy. It sounded like, from what I recall, you were just like, it's just focusing too much on shit that you don't care about.
Yeah.
I watched the first 2 episodes. I was like, I think this might be more his speed.
Yes.
Oh, I was going to give us a delay. Because literally these first 2 episodes, you know what they remind me of? They remind me of the first 2 episodes of Severance season 2. And how to like, there was a lot of questions. And they spent like the first 2 episodes kind of answering them one by one and kind of just like, oh, we're actually pursuing the plot. We're not going to be like wasting time on like ancillary shit. We're really kind of hitting the ground running, setting the foundation to kind of launch off in the new season. And they did that kind of twofold. They did that for Hell in the episode 1 and then Heaven in episode 2. And I thought in a way that was like really engaging and fun. And not only were the songs great, I think, but then episode 2 had 3 songs, which I thought was great. But Jonesy, first impressions on season 2 based on the first 2 episodes.
So listen, I like Hamilton and I like Wicked. I don't know what it is about some musicals where I'm just like, my brain immediately checks out. This is one of those things. And
Can't believe you. These songs are so good.
They're derivative.
No, I disagree.
So I immediately, I would have to sit there and research what it was, but there is something so very familiar about the songs in this, and I'm gonna have to figure out what it is. But I think for me, I struggled in the first season because it was exactly what you said. For me, the overarching plot of Heaven versus Hell is far more interesting than anything we got in the first season. And so now that we understand who the factions are, kind of what they want, maybe what they do or don't want, it is far more interesting to watch. I didn't care about like their, I mean, it's going to sound terrible. They focus more on like, oh, it's healing, it's this, it's that. Like it emphasized it more than what I cared about.
So you don't care about like the episodic day-to-day of them going through redemption. You care more about like the conflict of Heaven versus Hell and how this might play into that.
I think I could deal with both. I think the emphasis was on the wrong syllable.
Okay. That you really threw me off there for a second. I was like, the emphasis is on the wrong syllable. Got it.
That's right.
That
makes
not
sense. A stroke. I meant what I said.
It sounded like one from my end.
It did sound like one.
It's from The Simpsons.
Yeah, no, I know. That's all it was like.
I don't remember what season was that. I feel like I stopped watching at 14. So anything beyond that, I definitely have not seen.
I couldn't. No, this is old. This is definitely
This is
old.
old?
Yeah, this is old. But I enjoy the story. I don't know if I'm. There was one thing I wish I had done. I wish I had either they had presented one or I had gotten like a, hey, this is what happened in the last season, because it was 2 years ago.
Well, let me tell you.
What?
They have a Alistair sung recap that you can find.
I'm out.
I'm just saying, they literally, you asked for a thing.
Yeah,
I said, hey, they made a thing.
Nope.
No?
No.
It's a 3-minute recap on what happened last season. And it actually is quite comprehensive.
3-minute song. I don't.
No, yeah,
no,
type in,
so listen, you know what I need? You know what I need? You know what I wanted? You know how Michael Pena would do a recap when he was Luis and Ant-Man? Why are you sighing?
Yeah. I'm sighing just
Michael
because
Pena is a fucking national treasure. Why are you sighing?
You asked for a thing. You asked for something.
But you know what I didn't want?
And you're bitching about something you don't even know what it is. Okay.
I didn't want a song. It's like,
so you didn't like any of the songs so far. Any of the 5 songs in the first 2 episodes you did not like.
If I say I'm hungry and you bring me McDonald's, and then you're like, but that's food.
This is not McDonald's.
That's food.
This is not.
I got it,
McDonald's.
But you're saying I should just be happy with the slop that they fucking brought me. I'm telling you, I didn't want a song.
It's not slop.
And you're like,
I think.
Here's the thing. They did the thing you asked for. You're still bitching about it. You said you were hungry.
No, here's what's happening.
I brought you a Big Mac.
Here's what's happening. Here's what's happening.
What's happening?
I took you to dim sum for breakfast.
I love dim sum.
You ate the dim sum and you said, "Okay, where's the real food?"
I didn't.
That's what happened.
I didn't even.
That's what happened.
That's
what's happening.
No.
That's what's happening.
I said I was hungry just now, and you were like, "Oh, we passed a dim sum restaurant." No, we passed a
that's
McDonald's.
not what happened. You've been served dim sum and you want a burger. That's what happened.
I didn't get served anything.
Yeah,
You're saying it exists.
You got served 5 songs.
No, I didn't get. So we're talking about the Alistair recap. You're telling me it's a song.
I moved on from that. I thought I'm talking about the songs in the episodes.
You can't move on from that. The argument that we're having right now is about that. I'm like, hey, I needed a recap. You're like, oh, I got a recap for you. Baby.
They gave you a recap.
It's a 3-minute song. I'm like, I didn't ask for McDonald's. I just said I was hungry. I told you what I do and don't like.
I don't know what to fucking
and
tell
you're
you,
like,
dude.
here's McDonald's.
I don't know what to tell you. Okay, but what did you
now,
think
if I was
of the
starving? And
what did you think of the episodes?
I wish I had seen a recap, but I was able to mentally catch up. There was some smaller things that I wish I recalled. Is it my imagination, or does it actually look better?
It looks better.
Okay.
It definitely looks better. It's also animated more cinematically.
Yeah.
It feels less, and the first season was pretty good about this, but a lot of times when I think of cartoons, I think of like flat panes and characters standing next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
They had more of that in season 1 than this one does. This one had like a lot more over the shoulders and sharp angles and things that made it feel more cinematic.
Okay. So I thought it looked better. I enjoyed more of the plot because it was more of that than there was singing. And it made me curious for what happens next. So like, I like the idea of Adam is kind of like in, what's her face's head?
Loot.
Yeah. In her head and kind of driving her forward and making her a little insane.
And you did not like her song?
I did like that song.
That song was great.
That song was good. That song was good. Especially what was happening at the time, right? Like punching the walls and like destroying her apartment and all this. Like it matched to me what was happening visually as well. And it didn't feel like it was interrupting. Okay. It didn't feel like it was interrupting or stopping the plot. Like she's just talking about how she feels versus when they're in the hotel and singing about like redemption and like this is what we can do and all, like,
but they're driving forward the plot in that too, and they're also driving forward the disparity between what they do and what Vox and Co do, and really establishing their differences. That's one thing I like about this is that the plot is actually driven forward in most of the song. What's the second song? Yeah, second song as well. It's about Vox's motivation and what they want to do, and then the third song. You could probably do without that song, but like it also shows Sir Pentious trying to get out. And then that song, the Sarah song, I thought was cool in showing the conflict. I think all the songs actually drove forward the plots narratively. You just need to. Here's the problem: is I think you zoned out during them, so you probably didn't understand what they did as much or didn't care about it.
I was laughing because I was thinking about the conversation that they were having in the box headquarters when they show up, and he throws that chick into the Shark Tank.
The Shark Tank, yeah.
And he's like, "I was using that."
Valentino is fucking so twisted. Good. When he showed like all the him hitting freaking Angel, and he's just like, "You're obsessed,
Why are you obsessed with me?"
Yeah.
It's just like, you can't hit angel dust like that. He's like, "When have I ever hit angel dust?" I love when they do that in shows. Like, I've never done the thing that you're talking about ever. It's like, here are the receipts.
Here's the evidence. And yeah. They're really doing a good job of showing how just twisted these are. I like the backstory we got. We got a couple of backstories I thought were good. One, Vox being cult leader.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw someone said online, and I think it's perfect. I'm like, Vox was probably a televangelist, which is awesome. And I love that potential lore drop there. That I'm like, that fits perfectly.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfectly.
I like that.
And I like Serpentius's backstory too that we got in Heaven. Because what it did is it kind of drew a firm line between potentials to get to heaven. It's not just doing good. It is kind of redeeming yourself for the thing that you did the worst while you were alive.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be interesting to see how they're able to bring that into the Hazbin Hotel itself. I think. We'll see. I might be wrong, but that's the conclusion I drew. Which episode interested you most between the two?
It's hard to say. I liked elements of both. I think probably the second one. The second one was the one with Lute's song, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Probably that one.
How did you feel about Serpentius trying? I thought it was funny, him actually trying to escape heaven. I like that idea. And the idea also that he actually seemed like, oh, he was genuinely redeemed. Like, he's like a good person now. And I like also the dark, twisted nature of him trying to kill himself at the end of that song. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, is this genuine? And they're like, oh, no, like it really is. And I liked that, that they weren't just setting us up for a twist, but I liked that it was just driving Lute insane, right? That his redemption was genuine. And I think there's an allegory for that in real life where we like to put people in boxes and we don't want them to, like, regardless of what they do, whether they redeem themselves or they apologize, like whatever they do, they're just like, you're just done.
Well, literally, like in the last season, hell is forever. Generally, that's what it was. It's like you did this thing to a certain point. Hell is now your punishment for eternity, and there's no coming back. And you're just gonna be suffering for the rest of your existence. That's just the way it is. Deal with it.
Yeah,
cry about it.
Yeah, and I liked it was very interesting to just watch her become unhinged in front of everybody else. Like, you're buying this bullshit, like and I was really happy to see that his redemption was genuine because again, to see that in real life where somebody has like a moment where they do something and then they try to make up for it and everybody's like, nah, I'm just done with you.
That is the one thing I like. I think I like most about Hazbin Hotel, especially compared to something like Hell of a Boss with the sort of sister series to this. And from what I've seen, I've watched like the first 5 episodes. I cannot get into that show. But one of the reasons,
you're probably gonna love it.
What maybe you will, but it's just it's so cynical, whereas this is so sincere. Where there's some cynicism in it, but like it also doesn't feel the need to undercut the sincerity of character arcs or moments. Like, it leans into them heavily to the point where it's like cheesy and over the top, but it works for me because of that sincerity. And Serpentius being full on good here, I'm like, okay, I really appreciate that they didn't undercut it with like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. I actually just tricked the system. It's like, no, you were good. You actually did care about your friends, and you actually do want to see them, and that is like a motivation for you.
I think, and part of it is, it's almost like that thing in Empire Strikes Back. It's like, what's in that cave? It's what you take with you. For me, I kept waiting for that moment. So like, there was that moment, and then there's also the moment where Sarah is singing with
Speaker of God.
Yeah. And so I'm waiting for something to go wrong there. And it's like, no, it's not that kind of show. Like these folks are, for the most part, like they're genuine. And
like she's not twisting her mustache behind the scenes. Yeah, she's like genuinely conflicted. Like it lets nuance happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool.
Yeah, I don't want to say lazy writing. I don't want it to call it that. But I do think we have gotten into a trope where that is just the thing, as opposed to what you're saying, where people can just have nuance to who they are, as opposed to behind the scene, they're just like doing a thing and like genuinely evil. And I think it's more interesting when you have good people do bad things, or they're struggling with like the nature of who they are and what they're doing, versus just being bad. So.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the whole message, is that people are like nuanced. This whole subject of good and evil, or right or wrong, is nuanced, and they're kind of letting that happen, and it's not super black and white at this point. And you have literally, you know, an angel who's
Vox seems pretty black and white.
Yeah, he seems pretty bad. I agree.
I was going to ask you before you said that. I was going to ask you, do you think we will get
the V's? The V's are pretty black and white. Yeah. So here's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in.
Wait.
Okay.
Do you think that we will get an Oda style explanation, backstory, like this is why? What? I'm into it now. Don't laugh at me, Diego.
Maybe.
I just laugh at the fact that you're just like, yep, Oda style backstory. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Recontextualization, like I want it. I'm in. I'm locked in, baby.
Maybe. I'd say maybe. So here's one thing I'm expecting based on the trailer, and one of the reasons I wanted to show the trailer. I'm not sure. So one of my favorite types of villains, and I think this is one of the reasons why, for me, I liked Kang in the MCU so far, is because he isn't a villain that's like, I am big and strong and I'm winning and try to beat me. He is a villain where he has to scrape for every victory he gets. He is kind of an underdog, and you're just like, it's kind of interesting to see them go from a low point to a high point. I mean, he got beaten by Ant-Man. He's got a lot. He would have a lot to
up until that point, he was not an underdog.
But then I also think about his alternative in like Loki and all that as like one version of himself as being certain thing. He's more nuanced, is my point.
Yes, I agree.
But like with Vox, there's this moment in the trailers where, you know, Alistair is like you're gonna try to beat heaven. You haven't even proven you're strong enough in hell. Yeah. And then they have that shot of him like in heaven saying, "Can the angels come out to play?" I am wondering if there's literally like a point halfway through or like 3/4 through the season where it's like, Vox, you're shit. You fucking can't do it. You cannot beat heaven. Why are you trying? But he will basically become completely unhinged because he feels the need to prove himself and is just going nuts and just throwing himself into certain death in order to, you know, he's that desperate animal in a trap trying to get out, so you can't really predict what he's going to do next. I like villains like that are driven to desperate measures in order to succeed, and it makes them unpredictable.
Alternatively, by the time you get to that moment, he might have leveled up.
Maybe he would have, but that is what I'm hoping for, but we'll see what happens. My point is, I'm hoping that Vox ends up being that desperate villain, because he already has proven time and again to be desperate and insecure about that time where Alistair almost beat him, and kind of always trying to prove himself. And I think that would be kind of a natural progression of that, to where he's dangerous even if he's not going to win.
Yeah. Interesting. I see it another way. I think he just ends up beating Alistair, and then something about that fight is the thing that either gives him the confidence or the power to go do the thing that you're referencing.
Yeah, I could see that too. That's another way to do it. That's another valid way.
Like he absorbs his power, or like something.
He's like Cell.
Yeah, kind of.
Absorbs him in his tail.
Yeah. Ow, it hurts.
Well, so far it sounds like we're off to a good start on your end with the show. So would you continue watching?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
As long as there's not like any shitty songs in it, or songs that
aren't. He doesn't seem like the songs are a detractor or an attractor to him. He seems very...
I think I need to be able to binge this show. So I would probably come back to it once they had a few more episodes under the belt. I'm interested enough to want to know what happens. And so that's either me reading a recap or just watching it when they get like 3 or 4 more episodes in the shoot.
I do not understand people who read recaps.
Why?
What's the point?
It's not interesting enough to watch, but I'm curious what happens.
I guess.
I'm on the same boat as you are, Jammer. I don't know.
It's like, what's the point?
It depends. There are some things where you're like, I want the nuance, the minutia of what happens. This is not one of those shows.
Okay.
Like it is classified as a musical. I'm telling you, I don't like the songs. That to me is reason enough where it's like, I like the plot. I don't want anybody singing to me.
I love the songs. The songs are great.
Mm-hmm.
I was really concerned that the songs were going to suck this season because I've been burned before in season 2s of shows that suck song-wise. Central Park. And I'm so far, this is delivering.
Is Central Park over? Did that get canceled?
That got canceled.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Let me, because you didn't notice.
So there's enough time that passes between animation stuff where my brain genuinely doesn't know. Did I miss a season or did it get canceled?
It went through 3 seasons. It got 3 seasons.
Yeah.
The last two after halfway through season 2 for me, it took a dip, and it never got back.
Okay. Interesting. All right.
But I love the first season and a half. Anyway.
So did you finish it?
I did.
No good?
No.
Okay. Well, that's sad.
Unfortunately.
My kids love that show.
It was great for the first season and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
Diego, any thoughts that you want to share about Hazbin and that anything you're looking forward to? Were you listening at all? Are you writing a novel?
What?
Are you writing a novel right now?
No, I was trying to keep myself...
You've been typing away.
Yeah, I was trying to keep myself distracted because I didn't want to hear anything that you guys were talking about.
That was so bad.
No, it's just I like the show. I love season 1. I'm a fan of musicals. I love the music. I thought it was genuinely impressive that they were able to capture not only like the thematic sort of approach for each character with whatever song they did, because there's like the music theory element of it, but like that they were able to also switch up genres so well within the show. So I'm really excited to see what happens coming into season 2. There you could tell like easily from season 1 there's a lot of lore going into it. The aspect of her mom, the aspect of like
too much lore. That is clearly just them because it's them clearly like, ooh, drop this, drop this, drop this, drop this. And I'm just like, just tell the show. Like, get me to care about the characters and the show first before you start dropping in the lore.
I mean, kind of, but I think it's one of those things where like shows nowadays, they want to drop those things early because you don't know if you're going to be like, you have to build up sort of wanting of the show in order to keep building your audience in order for them to get hooked on it, right? And so I'm gonna say it was a pretty big phenomenon. Like Hazbin Hotel, everybody was talking about it when it came out for season 1.
Yeah, it was. It's great. It's great overall, but that's a weakness that I have.
And for me, like I think again, it was one of my favorite shows of last year. I consider it to be an amazing sort of telling
was
a story.
Was it 2 years ago?
January of 2024.
Yeah.
Or February.
Okay.
Yeah, it was almost, I mean, at this point, it was almost 2 years ago, but it was one of my favorite shows of last year. And I watched it. I listened to the soundtrack. I had it on loop until nothing has done that to me other than K-pop Demon Hunters. Like that's been the other thing that kind of popped off. Yep. That's the most recent one. It's like been that changing because like they're able to do that, and it's a similar element where like the songs drive the story. It's funny. It's very witty. I thought it's a great concept, and like for me, I really dig the sort of positive element attitude that Charlie brings to the show, at least from season 1, where shit is cynical, shit is crazy. People are just like, we're in hell, like who gives a shit? And she's like, no, we can make it happen. Everyone deserves a second chance. And
what I appreciate about her is that she's not naive, she's just positive.
Yeah, it's optimistic, I think is the way to look at it.
Optimistic. And she's like, she to me comes across as somebody who is like a social worker.
Mm-hmm.
Knows the world is terrible, but still tries.
Yeah, because it's the aspect of like, you see the horribleness around you, and it's like, you might as well try to do something to fix it, regardless how against the odds you're going, right? It's that sort of element. Yeah. So I definitely am excited to see more of it. And I will be watching it because that's one of the thing is that I started watching that show with my partner, and so I feel like it would be like one of the reasons why I also didn't watch it, because like when you said that it was out, I was like, if I watch this without her, she'd fucking kill me. So we're gonna watch it. She comes over on Tuesday, so we're gonna watch it on Tuesday. That's why I was asking you, like, what day the episodes, if it's come out, if it's everything's out.
I think it's Wednesdays. I don't know how many are coming out each time, though.
Yeah, but if it ends up coming out on Wednesday, then that's going to be a little weird because I'm going to be behind by, like... But I'll watch it this Tuesday. I'll watch both episodes this Tuesday, and then I'll be behind, too. We want to talk about it next week, but maybe we should just, like, wait until they're all out, and then kind of like Jonesy said, binge it, and then talk about it then, rather than like on a week-to-week basis.
I agree. I think that's probably the fair route to go. So it looks like it is going to be 2 episodes a week until it's finished on November 19th.
Okay, so it's not that long from now. No. So we just watch it and then like binge it, and then I'll be able to be able to talk about it. Because again, at the same time, I don't want to have it be like, you guys talk about it every week, and I'm just like, well, fuck, I didn't watch those 2 episodes. Now I'm behind, type of thing. So,
okay.
But yeah, I'm excited. I am excited to see it. Like I said, it was one of my favorite shows. I'm glad to hear that the music is holding up, because that is my fear going into that is my fear going into like sequel stuff where you're like, oh shit, are they gonna be able to do it again? Which is my biggest fear going into K-pop Demon Hunters 2 and 3 and 4, however many more they're going to write.
You have 8 years until the next one comes out. It's fine.
Oh, I understand. But it was the same thing with Hazbin, because, again, they had to write the music. They had to animate it. They had to do all these things. So, again, I trust the process and I trust the people. But I am with you on the same thing where, like, I've been burned in the past. And not necessarily just from, like, musicals, but also from like bands too. Like when you're like, oh man, I love this band, they're like one of my favorite bands, and all of a sudden they drop an album and you go, I really like this. I really like this at all. I think this is not their best work. And then like, okay, maybe I'll listen to the next album, and you listen to the next album, I'm like, it's a completely different sound. Like they're always reinventing themselves, type of a thing,
Yeah.
Who are you talking about specifically? Is there anybody?
The only one that comes off the top of my head is Newfound Glory, because I just listened to their new album from like earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I mean, I don't quite get the same hooks. I like the lyrics because they're very more mature now because they're all in their 50s, but like it's definitely a different sound than what they had back in the day.
Okay.
So that's like one of the things, and I listened to it recently and I was like, that's a different sound. Not that it's like bad, but it's just, I don't think it's what I would want from this band.
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't even know Newfound Glory if it hit me in the face. Yeah.
Damn.
What do they sing? What have they done?
Well, their biggest song, I think, was My Friends Over You back in the day.
I don't know how that goes. How's
okay. That? I'm not going to sing it for you right now, Jammer. I'll send you a music link.
I don't care. I want to look at it.
Okay,
I actually had a moment just like this last week.
Jesus Christ, bro. I'm like, what?
Sorry.
There
are just a number of people who don't know who Lenny Kravitz is, and it's driving me insane. Yeah.
It's Zoe Kravitz's dad.
I mean,
did you? I was gonna say were you guys in like the punk rock like Warped Tour era in like early 2000s?
I mean, era, yeah, but I've never been a huge music person.
Okay,
I've never been a huge
they were
punk
like
rock was
big back then. It was like back when you had, I mean, off the heels of Blink 182, Sum 41.
I'm aware. I listened to all those bands, but I didn't.
I listened to the more popular music of the era, but the shit you're talking about.
But no, what I'm saying is it's that level of music. At least that's what they had back then. Was very much like punk rock like stuff.
So really quick.
Okay.
One thing.
What is
one
this?
Thing, well, so one thing that from the Loot song, which you can earmuffs, but like I thought was cool. To me, it seemed like a reference to this, but I wasn't quite sure. Is this famous Fred Astaire dancing scene where he goes on the wall, where it's like it takes an extra bit and it's kind of like a whoop before he jumps?
Yeah.
That made me think of this moment in the song.
Okay.
Just like the heaviness of it. But I was wondering if the camera thing did it because I forgot the Fred Astaire scene. I'm like, does the camera move in that one? It didn't. So they really upped that one. Okay, you can come back. You're good, Diego.
I'm back.
Anyways, any last thoughts or words as Jonesy writes a novel?
Am I writing a novel?
I don't know.
I think the only to bring this full circle, right? I think going back to what you were talking about, Jonesy, about trying to find the time and energy to do something. I think it's an aspect of the passion behind it, like how passionate I think you really are. And for projects like these that we're seeing, I think they're doing this sort of impact and stuff because they feel like they have a story to tell, and it's a good somewhat story, like you mentioned. I was just hearing you're saying like you like the story is something that's driving you to watch Hazbin. The whole aspect of redemption. So I think, if there is a passion to do something, you find the time to do it, regardless of how busy or how tired you are.
So I would disagree respectfully on that because there's a point in every project that you do where the passion it's gone. You don't care anymore. You're ready to be done with it. And I think it's more, for me, is about establishing as much of a routine as I can so that I can just pop into it and then pop out. By about, if it's a month-long project, by the end of week 1, passion's gone. Day 3, passion's gone. I'm just trying to get it out as much as I can. I'll have moments, usually when I'm not writing, when I'm passionate and excited about it, but then I get to it, I'm just kind of like, I'd rather be doing anything other than writing in that moment. So it's just about, for me, like setting up a routine, doing it that way. So
and I will say, I am the kind of person who, no matter what I'm doing, because I'm choosing to do it, right? No one's making me do any of this stuff. I'm going to give it my all because there's no reason for me to like, what the fuck? Like, what am I? Like, if I'm choosing to do this is something I'm passionate about. That passion never really runs out for me.
That's dope. Good
no
for
one
you.
no one forces me to do anything, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where like someone's like, why do you work so much? It's like, 'cause I love my job. I legitimately love what I do, and I do it, and I will keep doing it because I'm passionate about it. Because if I didn't like it, then why the fuck would I be doing it, right? There's plenty of jobs out there.
Money.
I was going to say, to Jammer's point, like, that's very fortunate.
I know, that's what
awesome.
I'm saying.
Great
Like, but I just think,
awesome.
I think it's more of just like, I think that's also my personality as a whole. Because like all of my hobbies, I always throw everything at it like 100%, right? Or try to do everything at 100%. And like, I am focused on this as my passion. It's never going to go away, right? Type of a thing. So
that's cool, man.
Yeah. I think it's all like, that's what I'm saying.
Really
I think that's a personal, like, personality aspect of it. Because if I wasn't interested in the first place, then I wasn't going to give it any sort of effort. I don't know.
Interesting. That's super cool. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Not to tell you what to do, but be grateful for that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Not just in the job that you're doing, but also I don't want to take away. It's like, well, you put yourself in a position to be in a place where you're doing the thing that you love professionally and extensively, which is awesome. But also the fact that you can retain that even as it is your way of making money and just be able to give it your all consistently. I don't have that. Not drive is not the right word. Stamina.
Yeah.
To do that. Yeah. Like, I I need my decompression time. If I don't have decompression, if I don't get out and touch grass, I like downward trajectory for me.
Yeah. The way I decompress is by watching shows, honestly. That's like my favorite thing to do.
Same here. It's part
and
of
I'll
it.
normally I'll normally have that on the side while I'm working, like from home and stuff. And so like I'll be watching.
I cannot concentrate with things happening on the side. I need to be my full focus on this other thing that I'm doing.
Yeah. That's
me and Jonesy. It seems like we're the same person because people go stuff. Yeah, literally, because I try things where I'm like, oh, I'll watch this on the side, and then the second I come across like something like 3 minutes later that I need to concentrate on, I pause it and then I go to the thing and I never turn it back on. It's dead silent in my office. No music playing, no nothing, no fun.
So you don't like listen to podcasts or like music or anything like that when you're working?
No, because you need to concentrate on what you're doing.
No, you do listen to music though.
I can't. No music, some specific type of music.
Yeah,
it cannot
make music
vocals.
for the books that you're writing.
Yeah, but like as far as podcasts, fuck no.
Yeah, no.
Fuck no to podcasts. Nothing with words that I need to listen to.
That's funny because I got also like I'm super into sports too. So like right now because football season's on, like Mondays or Tuesdays, the thing that I will listen to is like the football like recap of like everything that happened, all the press conferences. I'll just have that in the background just for like dead noise because like I just can't work in quiet. Like it's one of those things.
I can understand having a football game in the background. That I could see. I don't. Or I do that
sometimes on Sundays when I work on Sundays. But like stuff like that. That's what I mean. Like it's rare for me to just be working and not have something on in the background.
Yeah, can't do it.
So
Kirsten does it all the time.
Yeah,
she works through like 10 seasons of Psych in a week.
Yeah.
Just in the background.
I started watching it was a show called something Guinness on like I think it's like the history of the Guinness family on Netflix. So I don't know.
No idea. See, this is how people consume so much more than me. I consume so much less than most people because people are like, oh yeah, I just have it on the background when I'm working. I'm like, okay.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. Must be nice for you.
That's how I watched Predator, and I had questions afterwards, and I was like, what happens? But then there's like, I guess there's a new movie coming out, which by the way, I feel like that's going to be something that would be kind of interesting to talk about. I know it's not really animation, but.
So actually, that's something I do want to talk about with regards to this show. I was thinking about maybe shifting it to monthly as opposed to weekly, just for the sake of schedule stuff. And then I also have another thing that I want to be doing in the in-between time. So this could be like the animation focused podcast, and then the other one is like could be more live action focused stuff.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's whichever you prefer. We would still be recording the same day and same time.
I assume same day, same time, but less. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Jonesy, does that work for you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, we'll schedule it ahead of time. And I think that'll also give us a chance to, like, for example, we can meet at the end of this month and talk about the rest of Hazbin Hotel. Or something.
Yeah, because I think it benefits Jonesy and me and potentially maybe even you, Jammer, just because that way we can just, like, watch the entire show and then come back as a whole rather than, like, on a weekly review. Because Jonesy's like, I'm not going to watch it weekly.
Weekly's so much. Weekly is so much.
I'm not going to watch it.
Jones's like, I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm not gonna watch it like week to week.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I was like. The thing, it's even rare for me to watch things week to week now. I don't really. It has to be available for me to binge it. Otherwise, I don't.
I like week to week.
Nope.
Yeah, the only shows I will watch week to week are like really, really high intense, like Severance. Like I'll watch Severance week to week. Severance, which was a week to week show for me. For sure.
Same.
My Hero Academia. That's my week to week.
That's week to week?
I'm sorry, by the way.
We're in the last season.
We are in the last season. I already read how the story ends.
Hey, you told me. Actually, so it's funny. I know exactly.
Did you read the recap of that already? Or like, did you just like, because you said you read
it. I think he did.
No, you told me how it ended. And I was like, I still would like to see. Because it matters.
Oh, I think watching the animation of it, dude, I was like, holy shit, they're gonna throw everything at this to make it actually somewhat.
Have you seen any of this season?
Yeah, I watched
Jesus
couple
Christ.
of episodes already. The animation
Those
is
fights are
beautiful.
nuts.
I fell off in the manga and the anime at the same exact point.
Yeah.
No, it was that one moment where they're like in the forest area. You remember?
Yeah, fuck that episode.
That whole I was like, I fell off. I tried the manga and I was like, maybe I'll wait for the anime. I got to the anime, I'm like, I'm done. So I just got bored. So I should probably get back to it.
I will say this: One for All versus All for One in I think season 3 was to me the peak of the show, and now it seems like we're finally getting back to that because they're essentially doing it again. It is so Bakugo is doing that fight against All for One, and it's almost a 1 for 1 of the season 3 fight. There are elements of it, and it's like, yeah, this should have been the show the whole fucking time. Instead, you stretched it out for an additional 5 seasons, and people didn't care. But I'm given how much I like Bakugo, I think that's the thing that makes me not care as much about the ending. I like the rest of the characters so much, and even if when whatever happens to Deku happens,
if we don't know yet,
it won't bother me as much given what I feel like they're setting up for everyone else. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you this, as someone that has read the story and is watching this, they have done what sort of One Piece has done as well, animation wise, where they have added a lot more exposition in fights than is in the manga, and that can sometimes really save a show. And I could see it in the narrative, and I could see it a lot in what's happening now, because don't get me wrong, it's not like the panels in the manga are drawn horribly. They're drawn very beautifully, but when you do this sort of exposition that you do in something like this, it really changes up how you feel emotionally about the show. And once we're done, I'll tell you my biggest gripes with this last arc, essentially.
Okay.
But I think my vision or my thoughts on just watching the anime, I remember telling my other friend who, like, also him and I were just like, yeah, dude, this is crazy, like how badly it ended in our opinion. But then we watched the anime and we're like, holy shit, like they're doing it. They're changing the narrative of the story just through the pure sheer like extra exposition in battles and like things like that. It's like, it's crazy how much of a difference it's going to be. And I'm looking forward, because they could potentially, because what they can potentially do is they could still reach the same conclusion, but they could add just an extra, like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do. There is the potential there for them to change it, but I just don't know how they're going to get there, if they are going to do it for one, or if they're going to do the same thing that, like, again, I guess Attack on Titan ended up doing too.
I don't know what they did. I fell off of Attack on Titan.
So the manga ended a particular way that was very nihilistic and sort of ugh. And then the manga came in and then the anime came in after the fact and changed the last scene to make it a little bit more palatable. So they could potentially do that. What did I say?
Palpable.
Oh.
Something very hungover. I was going to let it ride.
Oh, sorry.
Like jammer.
I don't know why. What was that?
That's not my style.
I was thinking of Palpatine. I don't know why I said Palpatine. I don't know why I was thinking that, because I was like, yeah, that's a really shitty choice.
I think you're thinking palpable and palatable.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was something, I don't know. I just
Palpatine.
It's always Palpatine, man. It's always Palpatine.
Somehow. Palpable return.
Yeah.
Palpable return.
We all got there.
All right. On that note, let's close out. Jonesy, where can people find you?
Online.
Diego, where can people find you?
Nowhere.
You can find me on social media platforms at AJ Cerner Writer. Thanks so much for listening. We'll talk to you next time.
Adios.
Don't get me on you. Bye.